Elon Musk recently shared something that I think is relevant with regards to population in the West.
Jeder, der sich als Muslim bezeichnet, muss die Scharia wollen auf der ganzen Welt. Ich will die Scharia in Deutschland auf jeden Fall.
I previously did a video about the falling birth rates, and it's something that has plagued not just South Korea and Japan, but the United States especially. And unfortunately, this is primarily ideological, as religious people, like Mormons, Catholics, don't so much have this problem. People just don't value having children. They value having things. They value having a career. They don't value trying to make a difference in the world and moving that difference forward with the new generation. Of course, I would encourage you to go watch the video yourself. It's entitled The Population Collapse, The Truth of America's Failing Birth Rate. But the TLDR is, they will rather consume, and then when the time on Earth is done, maybe have one child or no children at all, passing on absolutely nothing to a new generation. But that holds a severe problem with the West, because as we're continuing to import people from other countries, those people don't have the same ideas we do. They know that population is important. They know that births are important. They know that once they get into a country, all they have to do is just outbear that country. So by default, it will be converted to whatever they want the country to believe in. They don't have to convince you. There's an idea in the West that we have to convince people of our ideas. We have to put forth those ideas into a commonplace of ideas and then debate it out. And if we don't do that, then we'll just vote over the top of the other guy, and then the other guy would come and vote over top of me, and then I'll come and vote over top of the other guy, and we'll just kind of wrestle back and forth. But people from other countries, they don't think like that. And that becomes a problem because, well, as we see here in the video I'm about to play, they don't care about our liberal-minded ideas. They'll just have 10 times more children. According to the writings, if you are in the majority, just as you explained, we are ordered to occupy, capture Germany. Definitely. So it is a Muslim, it's an Islamic obligation to occupy Germany. Definitely. I respect your honesty, and you are against those liberals that say, no, it's not true, and we should live together in peace. Nobody forces them to be Muslim. Who? Why? It's a dispute, us or you. Either you take over us, or we will take over you. Yes, definitely, and that is why this liberal Islam doesn't exist. Is there a difference between political Islam and other Islam? Now, I am in political Islam when I say I want the Sharia. No, I mean Islam in all areas of life, right? Would you say Islam has nothing to do with politics? Definitely not. That is... right? Definitely, I understand the people. Sometimes you want to protect your religion, and then you say things that aren't true. Cutting off hands doesn't exist, etc. How would you install Sharia here and make an Islamic state? Which tools? I am not talking about terrorist attacks. If I would attack you here while demonstrating, that is wrong. I am talking about if Muslims are in the majority, then it has to be with force. Now this beautiful, out of context clip demonstrates one relevant thing, and that's many of the people coming from overseas don't have our ideas. I know, shock of all shocks. But the primary problem here is that it unveils something else. They're not really planning to assimilate. And I don't think it's an accident that many of the people who come to the United States, for instance, illegally don't assimilate. Many people who go to the United Kingdom legally as refugees don't assimilate. There's a reason why they pass through dozens of countries just to get to Germany, France, and Britain. It's not because they're necessarily fleeing terror. It's not necessarily because they're fleeing a country that is falling apart, even though in many cases the places they are leaving are falling apart. It's because they want to take over another country, and they're not trying to take it over by fighting us or by destroying us from within. They're just going to outpopulate us, and unfortunately the West is just laying down and letting it happen. You see, these Muslim migrants, the man in the video, he has a belief. He has a belief set that he believes in, and he believes in continuing to the next generation. His belief set, dare I say it, is stronger than the left belief set here in the West. You wanna know why? One simple reason. If you believe in something strongly, you'll want it to continue into the future. And if you don't believe that it's a really useful thing, then you don't want it to continue into the future. I think deep down, the left doesn't really believe in humanity. They don't really believe in the West. They don't believe in the ideas of the West. That's why they're not really interested in continuing those ideas into the future. They're not interested in having children and trying to make the world a better place by taking all the things that we learned from our generation, distilling the best things from those, and passing them on to the next generation. They don't believe in that. They believe that the West is a mistake, and they believe that the rest of the world has a better idea. And so they're willing to import people from failed countries and failed civilizations into our own and have our own belief set watered down. Personally, I don't have that belief. As a religious person, I believe that the West has been a good thing. The West has been a good experiment. The West has been a beacon of hope and a difference from all of humanity for thousands of years that we should continue into the future. And that's why I, as a religious person, am going to have as many children as I can afford. And definitely more than 1.8 children that Americans currently have. So in the end, the West really needs to wake up, especially places in Europe, which I don't know can even be saved at this point, like France and, like I said, the UK. They're definitely a warning call for the United States, because that can happen here. And once the United States falls, there is no beacon of hope remaining in the world. There is no remaining bastion of religious freedom. This man will tell you clearly, he is here to take over your country. And I think this is really well encapsulated by one of the comments I found in the replies. My parents have been missionaries in the Middle East for years. This is absolutely the goal of Muslim migrants. That's literally why they're migrating. And yeah, that's just the thing. I don't think this is anything new. I think even a cursory understanding of history shows that we're in a religious war, and they will win it either by sword or by population. And unfortunately, the West is not willing to recognize that it is a religious war, because we're obsessed currently with complaining about Christianity and Catholicism and whatnot. But the reality is, other religions don't care about our obsession. They're going to continue waging that war until we wake up. And in this case, the war doesn't require swords or guns. All they have to do is just have more kids. It's an easy win. Why put in effort when we're not really resisting? But don't worry, boss babe. That career you're having is the best thing ever. You should just keep doing that. Just buy the big flat screen TV, have a massive house, and have a bunch of cats. Yep, that's the solution, guys. The cats will win. Or you can be like me and try to actually put forth something good into the world, have children of my own, and teach them the lessons that I wish I had learned. And hopefully that will make the world a better place. But those are just my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comment section your comments or criticisms, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!